right, I'm going to call this meeting back to order. I'll try to. All right, I'm going to call the meeting back to order. We're going to move on with item number 3, the approval of the agenda. Are any additions to the agenda, Mr. Hutto?
We have no additions at this time.
Okay. Do I have a
I make a motion we approve the agenda.
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then next we have public comment. Do we have anybody on public comment?
One individual signed up. We've got Ms. Nola Dixon, who would like to address the board at this time. Please, Ms. Rebecca Dixon will accompany her. Nola, I have to read this, so we're going to make it official, but total public comment period should be no more than 15 minutes. Individuals have signed up to speak. We recognize in order they speak. Comments should be limited to today's topic. Delegation shall send only one representative. Board reserves the right to terminate remarks at any time or ask any questions. They'll have no obligation to respond. But at the conclusion of remarks, the board or the director of school shall have the privilege to ask questions. Please state your name, address, and what you would like to talk about tonight.
A few weeks ago, I wrote a letter about the need for sidewalks by our school. Since then, we have talked more with people from our school district and city. I want to say thank you for allowing me to share my concerns, and I hope we can work together to help make our community safer. Thank you.
I don't think it's public comment. No. So I'm really proud of you, excited for you. You're a testament to Lebanon Special. And to the board, she addressed the city council and wanted to talk about sidewalks and walkability. And her parents are phenomenal. And when we talk about improving the community, that's really what they're about. And we all coming together. And Ms. Sadler Gallagher, you want to jump in there? You've been in on this as well.
I have been in on a lot of these conversations, and Nola has brought up a concern from her students, her fellow students, from safety, and she's brought it to the city council, and we've had several meetings with the city about how Lebanon Special and the city can work together to make that better. And I think there's some good things coming up pretty soon. And Nola got the ball rolling, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Nola. Good job. Job well done.
Good job.
Thank you, Rebecca and Dave as well. All right. Next is the approval of the minutes from the previous board meeting from September 8th. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve it.
I have a second. I make a second.
Yeah, I can second that one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And next we have new business. First is the approval of the district strategic plan. I know the four of us worked hard on getting that together, and then Mr. Hutto, you facilitated it from there for our strategic plan, and I think it looks great.
Correct. I want to thank the board, especially for taking that time in June to sit down and really work through the mission and vision, the organization of the strategic plan. First page is a one-pager, and then as you get into the contents, of course, it breaks it down to the different content areas. But the board landed on a mission and a vision. And you know, when we talk about mission and vision, we really wanted to update and it be reflected. And so that vision of fostering a community of excellence where everyone thrives, and that mission creating and supporting a safe learning environment for students, staff, and families, leading to lifelong success. So from there, we included our core beliefs. That's on page 4. And the first, obviously, 2, I think, and Mr. Stacker may have found this list, and then we discussed all these different components, but every child matters and we're student focused. And I think the actions of this board, the actions of the district really empower that. As we get into the content, once the 4 goals were created by the board, which is cultivate student achievement, safe learning environment, high quality employees, and strengthen partnerships, took those back to our different departments. When you get into those strategies and objectives, For instance, the first one, student achievement, that ties perfectly with our school plan and our state plan. One of the things that I talked with Ms. Sampson about is that marriage of let's not have separate entities, let's have all the plans live together, and really proud of the work they did. And you can see that with each component. I want to thank Dr. Armstrong as far as the formatting side. She put the design and the flow of it. So we're really proud of this. And once the board approves, we look forward to posting it, sharing it, celebrating it, and of course, updating it. That's the other beautiful part about a strategic plan is it's fluid and it's flexible. It's our plan. So as we meet different goals, we'll be able to adjust and grow.
I think it came out wonderful from just the four of us sitting down talking together. It got students, employees, parents involved. That was some of the things that I've noticed, and it gave some actual it gave some objectives to actually how we were going to accomplish it. So I make a motion to approve the strategic plan.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next is approval of the TISA accountability report.
To the board, this is the annual acknowledgement that the district has completed the TISA accountability report. Within the TISA legislation, which is our funding formula, a section of that is that we review our goals, which we do annually, but the state included that. So this is me showing the board that we have completed it. It is ready for submission, pending the board acknowledging that it's been completed.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion we approve the accountability report.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The next is approval of the LEAPS budget.
LEAPS budget. LEAPS stands for Lottery for Education After School Program. So this is specifically programs for our SACC, and it relates to, as you can see, predominantly this is after school tutoring, and this is resources. These are state funds that are allocated. Our SACC director, she's here, does a great job organizing those, and we put the most bang for the buck, but it also provides some of our teachers an additional revenue stream.
So did we put more in on that for tutoring this year than we did in the previous year with the changes of everything?
In which
with
areas?
The changes from 5 Alive and
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do I have a motion to approve the LEAPS budget?
I make a motion we approve it.
I second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next is approval of the technology surplus.
To the board, the tech surplus, these are used items that are end of life. Most of them are not serviceable. Some of them will not be working. We use a company, e-recycle or e-waste. They'll essentially wipe those devices clean if they have any discerning information or student information, and then they will be recycled. We just need approval from the board to make room at the tech storage facility.
I have a motion to approve the technology surplus.
I make a motion we approve it.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, we've got the approval of the overnight trip for state to Beta Club Convention to the Upperland on November 23rd and 25th.
To the board, this is for Winfrey Bryant Middle School. This is an overnight stay for the Beta Club annual event. It actually follows us. We'll be at TSBA the weekend before. We've been there before when all were there, and it is entertaining. But we're going to miss them this weekend.
All right. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, make a motion to approve the overnight trip.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, we're down to reports and information, and it starts with you, Mr. Hutto.
Thank you. Real quick update on give you an enrollment update. We are 4,724 students. We're currently receiving updated numbers this week. I will send that on the Friday update. We wanted to give a little bit of time following fall break, but we've consistently grown as we have the last several years, and I've included that in weekly updates. Also want to do an introduction. I see her sitting back there. We're really, really excited to welcome Miss Mary Lee Tice to the family. Mary Lee, you're going to stand up and at least wave at them. I know, and I appreciate that. So Miss Tice is the Lebanon Special's first endeavor with communications director. as we grow, we know our system does great things and we're proud of it, but we want to make sure we share those things. We went through a lengthy process, multiple rounds. I'm looking at Kim, it was months. Lots of conferences with the board. Appreciate being able to just share ideas and talk through that process, but we're excited about Miss Mary Lee Thomas joining the team. Next up, a couple more brag moments and then just some things for your general information. Groundbreakers Award. We discussed this last year. Vanderbilt University puts out an award for behavior support interventions, and we have a fantastic behavior support team. For 2 years in a row, they've again been awarded the Groundbreakers Award. We'll have a ceremony at November or December, but their work is for Tier 1 behavior supports, but also high magnitude. So for students that really need extra support, they're there to support. So proud of them on that. I want to do a quick plug. Blue League, our developmental basketball league in Lebanon Special School District kicks off this week. We've got a jamboree Tuesday night, and then Saturday games will get started. Then also want to highlight Taste of Wilson. That is this Thursday. I will be grilling chicken wings. I have yet to win this, so I'm counting on you all to come support. But once again, Taste of Wilson, that funds the teacher grants, and that's a great program the Chamber puts on. So teachers can basically apply for different resources or functions when they're in their classroom, and they have a chance to win to get some money. And so this raises that money for that. And then my last little plug would be for the Family Resource Center. We have a holiday resource event. That is for families for Christmas for All, Thanksgiving supports, different needs, and that is Wednesday from 5 to 7 at Castle Heights PM, or another opportunity on Friday at First United Methodist Church from 10 to 1 o'clock. And those are all of my updates at this time.
Next, we have revenue and expenditure summary.
Real quick, we'll be brief on this one as well. Local option sales tax is primarily what we're tracking at this time, and we brought in $921,746. Our estimate was $818,722, so we're above. Just for historical knowledge, from last September, we raised $908,433, so we're even above last year. I know we see some national trends that don't indicate that, and with Mrs. Sadler-Gallagher, I agree with that. We're gonna have good thoughts and hope it continues, but thus far it looks strong. Expenditures, all expenditures at this time are below estimates. There is one, it has a special education line that has to do with some transportation. We'll get some reimbursement on that, primarily from the state. So it should even out, hopefully, but if it doesn't, it's what we have to do. And that's your financial summary.
It also looks like the early, another one that was pretty high too, was the early childhood education was pretty high too. And the Tennessee Investment in Students came in higher than what our estimates were.
Yep.
So both of those were pretty. Do you see those changing?
So the TISA and the early education, that'll be based off of enrollment. So
Okay.
when we make the budget, of course, we're using old numbers. So as they increase or improve, rather, then those estimates will increase.
Any other questions about revenue and expenditure? Okay. And now we're at C, teaching and learning update. Is that Ms. Sampson?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on up.
A few updates from the instructional team this week. Just want to fill you in. We just completed some ELA walks in our classes. The instructional team, we divided out all the schools and all the ELA classes, so they've been visiting, and we all have different schools to travel to. Ms. Beasley and I started math today, and then we'll continue with science and social studies, just getting in the classrooms, being a part. And we really want our teachers to feel comfortable seeing us. And it was like I told some of the new ones today, I said, I know in other districts, you see central office coming in, it might not be a good thing, but I said, we're here because we love being in the schools. We want to be a part. We want to share and be with the students. So I feel like we got off to a good start, and we're ready to move that further with all of our different content areas. And we're using a protocol that the State Department developed that they're encouraging us to use with an instructional practice guide. So we've been doing that, but we're continuing that for all subjects. So it's been great let you know we have reading specialists going to a national dyslexia conference, being nice this conference coming up at the end of the week, and we have all of our reading specialists from the schools going. We are going to drive. It's in Atlanta, but it's a great opportunity for a national conference, and so we're excited to be able to go and learn and bring back some information to our district. Another important update I wanted to share is we've changed a little bit about the report card and how that is going home to parents with some new information. New state law this year, starting with 2025-26, parents are to receive the universal screener score, which would be the reading on grade level score for their children with report cards or in addition to report cards. So in looking and meeting with the instructional team, trying to decide what's the best way to do that, the form is rather lengthy, and just so parents understand not just a number, but what does it mean. We have a link on Skyward now that all families can log into, which is the portfolio tab, and they're able to go in. And when report cards went out this month, last week, they were able to look at the bottom. We had a message to every parent telling them how to get on Skyward. Principals receive that message as well, and teachers know, so that we can help parents to log on. Most districts have digital report cards anyway. Right now, we still print ours, and we will continue printing elementary report cards, but we did want to have that option of more information online, so we're able to post that on Skyward. And I've got a copy of what it will look like on Skyward if you want to see that when the meeting's over. But this way we'll be able to show the beginning of the year screener, middle of the year, and end of the year. And we're going to do it for reading and math just because we take both and we feel like parents would want to know. And then there's a little explanation. So we're hoping that will give them more insight. When I talked with our elementary schools, most send home a parent report anyway, which comes straight from the universal screener. So if we were to print it again, that would be double with the report card. So we do feel like this is an efficient way to send that home and really give parents more information than just a number of what, if their child's reading on grade level and what that score would be. We would like to move to a digital report card with middle school next semester, and we put that message on the middle school report card, and also have the note that if you want a printed copy, we will be happy to print one for you. But a lot of the middle schools, that will prepare them for moving to the county, because when they go to high school, they're going to have a digital report card anyway. So this would kind of get our parents used to it, but we didn't want to start until we had given them that information. So that was also on the middle school report card, just so they would have a heads up next time. We're going to send a digital report card through our Skyward Access, and they'll be able to get those there. And hopefully it will encourage parents to log on to Skyward more, check their grade books, see what their children are doing, because they can do that all year right now. And there's a lot of information there that we would really like our parents to tap into. So we hope that will kind of encourage that as well. Yes.
If that's digital, how do we know the parents are looking at it? Because I know when I was in school and got a report card, you had to take it home and get it signed.
Correct.
That was the dreaded day.
Well,
So how do we know, how will y'all know that parents are even paying attention to that?
We won't know for sure, but we do have a lot of communication with the families. In the middle school, they log on and can look at that. And if the parent wants that, we could print them one. Spending 10 to, well, probably more than 10 years, about 15 years in middle school, we send those home, but it is very difficult to get them all back inside for middle school. I mean, you know what they now, elementary, they keep a little folder in the teacher's room, and they have them signed and bring them back in. But in middle school, that had not been the case. That's why we thought we would start with the digital in the middle schools, and that would be a good transition for high school.
Is there a digital signature on Skyward?
I can check. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I mean, I know I do sign ours is still back, but I mean, I would just wonder if there's a digital signature, because that's a good question.
I can look into it, because it is a separate form, and when we were trying to decide how we wanted to share that information, we met with other supervisors from across the state. We have meetings monthly and get together. So this has really been a topic of everybody trying to decide, well, how are you going to share that information? And this was pretty much what most everybody go in and see. And we did decide to give a little more information of what does that number mean. So hopefully that will help our parents understand what that represents.
Thank you, Ms. Hampton. Next, we have announcements. The next board meeting will be at Walter J. Baird on November the 10th at 6 p.m. Is that all? Anything else on that?
That's all we have.
That's all we got. Any other business? I adjourn this meeting.